And I'm Fonzo.
And this is News Now. We start today by trying to gain a perspective with a simple question. Who are we?
One of the most important questions you can ask, and some of us ask it every day, yet others can go their entire life without ever truly asking it.
So I ask you now, who are we?
Collectively, who we are is culture. Individually, who you are is your essence. So what is your essence?
Join us as we explore the question of us.
So what can you tell us about our concept of identity?
That's the thing, Fonzo. I can't tell you who you are. It's something you have to decide for ourselves. Knowing yourself is how you find purpose. Having power to pursue that purpose is agency. And when one truly has agency, one may find belonging, find community, find culture, and truly find us.
To further explore this concept, we have our chief cultural correspondent, Mac, who's interviewing Anaya, who just came off stage after her poetry performance at ArtWorks Live. Mac, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Thank you, Ariel and Fonzo. I'm sorry to bother you right after your performance, but I would like to ask you some questions about your actual poem.
It's my pleasure to. It's okay.
All right, first question is, how do you think the audience reacted to your poem?
I would hope the audience could relate to what I said, and the feeling that of being alone or not knowing who you are, everyone feels that way at a certain point in time. And I want the audience to understand that they're not alone, basically.
Was there ever a time you felt alone?
I am a military child, so I move around a lot. And so my friend group, it changes a lot. I'm around different people, different backgrounds, and nothing in my life is stable, I would say. So I'm alone a lot of the time. And it was a journey finding like who I am, which is what my poem's about. So
Do you think this program has given you a little bit of stability?
Definitely. ArtWorks has allowed me, I've learned to advocate for myself, work in groups better. I can ArtWorks gave me more of a voice, I would say. It made me more confident in who I am and my work as an artist.
What's your favorite type of work that you do?
Poetry and photography combined. So I love to capture a pristine moment and then put some musical words on it and make it into a work of art.
That's great. Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Back to you, Ariel and Fonzo.
Thanks, Mac. That was powerful seeing through the eye of a poet. So now we have a PSA from our production team exploring culture in our community.
Change your heart.
Hi, this is Yaya with News Now.
I'm Dawn.
Hi, I'm Sam.
Hi guys, I'm Jayla.
What's up, y'all? It's Winter here.
Hi, I'm Son.
Hi, this is Sav on the News Now Street Team. In the streets of Cleveland, we are asking people what is their culture and identity. Hi, can I ask you a few questions?
Yeah, sure.
So, what does culture mean to you?
Culture to me is a group of people that follow the same rules.
A group of people that believe in the same thing.
Guess your being and what you do on a daily basis.
That's a good question. I believe culture is something that a set group of people share, a way of life for most people. Like food, clothes, dance even.
Culture is the pieces that make up a community and the things and that people value.
Culture to me, it means what your family grew up with, what your family grew up with, what your family taught you, and also just traditions you have.
Culture is what represents people and brings people together.
It's also where you your environment, what you're influenced by, social media, what you watch, what you read. It's all not only inside factors of your family, but also outside factors in how you've grown up.
Would you consider culture and segregation the same thing?
Not really. I believe that culture is more so something that people are able to share even with those outside of their culture, while segregation is kind of dividing people and keeping them apart, and culture brings people together. So I would say like that's the biggest difference to me.
What cultures do you identify with?
Definitely African American, but I also identify with kind of international because I've moved around 7 times. So I've lived a lot of different places and like experienced a lot of different cultures.
I'm part of a lot of different cultures. I would say that I'm part of Black culture, Christian culture.
What is your culture?
No, look. African American.
Because I don't know the real defined definition.
So what is your own definition of it? Like a natural definition to you, what does that mean to you, being African American?
It means that you're stronger than you really are.
Nigerian, so Nigerian culture, culture of being a Black person.
I'm a chef personally, and I don't know if a lot of African Americans do that, but you know.
Some cornbread, oh yeah, it's the best.
Yeah, like jollof rice. There's always like different topics from different African countries on whose rice is better and stuff like that. Afro beats, Afro music, you know, there's parties and celebrations, and our weddings are always fun.
My heritage, which would be my culture, like I'm very French and I came from a family that celebrates a lot of things in the French culture, like baking and the language, but I also think the communities that I am, this classroom has a culture, then my neighborhood has a culture, just from where I am and where I exist.
Would you say that you're in these cultures because someone told you that you are? Why do you think that you are in these cultures?
I think some cultures I was just born into. Like I said, being a woman and being Black, and just the area that I grew up in had an effect on the culture that I'm in and how it looks, because not all Black people share the same. There's subcultures.
I'm from Cleveland, Ohio.
Is Cleveland, Ohio a culture?
I would say so. Just like even with our lingo or how we dress. So yeah, we got it all.
Do you think where you're from defines you? Like whether you're from the west side or the east side?
I think in society it ends up defining us and putting us in boxes, but I don't think it should be what defines you.
It's like you like take something new from here, take something new from here, and you just kind of like merge it to create kind of your own like personal culture.
What's something that Black people don't do?
When they hear something, they stay and try to figure out.
Is that Black culture?
Yes.
How so?
The street life represents freedom.
Is culture and race the same thing?
Absolutely not. Race is something that obviously you're born with, and culture, I feel like it could be shared amongst people of different races. So like just where I grew up at, just being here, we could have our own culture just being here from Cleveland. Like the Cleveland people, whether you're Black, white, Hispanic, we have a Cleveland culture.
I mean, race is what makes up someone. It's your physical attributes. It's what you're born into. I think races have cultures, but it often gets tunneled into stereotypes, and I think culture leans more towards a community and values, whereas race is kind of a physical description.
I feel like race, race is just like the color of your skin and what you're seen as, and culture is like what you belong to, and it affects how you act and your behavior.
Which one is more important to you, race or culture?
I would have to say culture, because not everyone who's the same color as me or who looks like me can share the same lifestyle or like I said, ways of life that I've had. So I feel like I'd have more in common with someone that I grew up with, no matter their race or nationality, than I would with someone that, I don't know at all. So.
I would say culture is more important.
So I don't know if I have one that's more important to me than the other, but I think fostering a positive culture and community is important, regardless of who's in that community.
Do you feel as if there are ever times where your culture conflicts with who you are?
Yes, as an African American pastor's daughter, when I did come out as gay, it definitely conflicted with the belief system, what they valued as a family.
So yeah, when I was younger, trying to find myself and hanging out with different crowds and different people, I may have hung out with some people that, I shouldn't have been hanging out with. And then as you get older, you realize like, hey, I don't need to either hang out with these people or something happens. When something happens where you stop hanging out or being around, surrounding yourself with those people because you want more. So
we gotta allow ourselves to be different to actually be ourselves.
Did people treat you differently outside of your immediate family?
Yes, especially with, my dad being a pastor, very popular within the Kojic community. After I did come out, it got harder to go to church without people that I don't even know telling me that I shouldn't be gay or I shouldn't be this or I shouldn't dress this sort of way. So, yeah, it definitely did affect because people that I didn't know were trying to tell me what to do with my life. And, I feel like that was something personal.
Say you don't have the blade for the knife. Is that still a knife?
No.
How so?
Because it no longer has a blade. Like its purpose is like gone.
So, of course, the blade of the knife is its essence. So, what is your essence?
What do you think it means to be your authentic self?
Like, my family is something that makes me who, like, it's true to me because it's my family. The fact that I'm a teenager, in Cleveland, no one can take that away from me. I go to Cleveland High School for Digital Arts, no one can take that away from me. It's things that's like true to me.
To know who you are and to really be able to identify with who you are at the core of you. So not what the society or the world tells you to be, but who your principle, your values, the things that are important to you.
That's a great point. So what is your purpose?
I feel as though my purpose is, that's a good question. I love this question. I feel as though my purpose is to be caring, to stay true to myself. Do not let nobody else change you, and to always help people that's in need. Always help yourself when you need help, because that's hard for us to actually do because we don't like to ask for help.
This is Sav on the Street Team. Back to you.
Wow, there are so many ways to express one's essence and culture. Shout out to the production team. Before we leave you, we want to remind you that embracing each other's backgrounds, we not only learn about the world, but ourselves. So this is News Now. As always, be true to your essence.
And be your authentic self.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.